Hello and welcome to the maiden episode of Counterpoint. This is your own interview series which we are starting from this Monday, and every Monday we will bring to you the people who makes news and who are midst controversies, who are the people who actually matter and who are the people they are there in the news for that particular week. Right now we have with us Father Maverick Fernandez. He is director of Caritas Goa, which is a wing of Goa Church. We'll talk to Father about various statements made by Archbishop, Church's role in politics, and also Father, being an activist himself, will ask him about good and bad activism. Father, in March 2012, when there were elections, Church openly supported BJP, or we can say Church supported Manor Parikh. Down the line, 9 months later, are you happy or you are not happy?
Rupesh, let me put this. I hope the statement of mine for once and for all will clarify the stand of the church. It has been unfortunate that the people's perception and the media creation has projected this results of the elections as if the church has doctored and tutored the people of how they should vote, which is not true. It has been the choice of the people, and we are respecting that.
But church during
The
its
church has
circulars-
always instructed its people, have never directed its people whom to vote for. They have given guidelines, they have given parameters, they have given criteria on whom they should elect. And in that light, if people have decided this is what they want, finally the people get the government that they want.
But the guidelines were more inclined towards voting for Bharatiya Janata Party.
Let me be also very categorical in this. We are very cautious not to indicate which party to vote for. We are very cautious about who are the good candidates, who will honor the constitution, who will look at the minorities, who will look at the good of the larger section of the society. These are the general parameters that we always draw on. That if people construe that we are speaking in favor of such and such party, and we are speaking against such and such party, then it is the people's construction. It is not the mindset of the church officially that was.
So basically, it was a coincidence that people voted for BJP, even in those constituencies which were stronghold Congress constituencies, or where there is large number of Catholic population.
That has been the result this time, and we honor those results.
So BJP also fielded around so many of Catholic candidates, and this is for the first time that they had given importance. Was it also a reason why church's guidelines helped BJP to win?
Those are political strategies of individual parties, that they try different permutations in order to acquire power. BJP tried that permutation, it worked in their favor. So that was their political strategy which gained benefit for them.
But using some community for a political strategy, how do you react to that as a church representative?
I didn't get you.
Using some community as a political strategy, how do you react to that as a church representative?
See, finally, people also have to be seeing through and through. Political strategies can be utilized, but if those strategies are used only as a matter of convenience, then the church would certainly object to it. Strategies have to be for the benefit of the larger community, not making use of a community as a strategy.
Okay, now those strategies have become history. Now,
Yes.
in Jan 2013, nine months after Parikar government is in power, how do you rate the entire government?
Let me put it very straight, because I like to be blunt in my statements. There are too many statements we have heard, too many promises we have also been listening to. But ground reality action is yet to be honestly seen. I have personally confronted on issues which matter to people, and particularly the livelihood of people, and I'm yet to see concrete actions taking place from the government.
Can you just elaborate more on that?
Very specifically, I will tell you. In the month of July, we approached the government saying that the tourism check policy has to be put in place in time, so that the whole process is set in motion. We were assured within a month's time everything would be. That will be in August. Till November, nothing was happening. In November end, when I approached him, the chief minister, he said within a week's time we will do everything possible. So these assurances are coming, promises are being given. Till today, they have not yet finalized the policy, so to say, about how many beds can be put, how many tables can be put. So today, we don't have a proper check policy. A very simple one example I'm giving.
Okay, we heard Archbishop in that day in his statements, in his address. He had said that MOI issue is yet to be resolved. Can you just elaborate on this? Because there is another side, those people who are saying that Parrikar has favored church, Parrikar has favored those people who are supporting English, and Archbishop is saying that it's yet to be resolved.
It's not just the Archbishop, what he says that is yet to be resolved. The Chief Minister himself has said that this is only a tentative decision. It has not been finally decided. So it is not the Archbishop who has made the statement. The Chief Minister himself has said the decision is not final, he said.
So what is the resolution?
So we are waiting for the final decision from the government.
What do you expect from the state government?
Our expectations or demands have been that the people's choice has to be honored.
Okay, again 9 months down the line, initially there was expectation that there will be no corruption. Even Archbishop's statement says that corruption levels are still there. Can you just comment on that?
I would be casting direct aspersions if I point out to persons here, and this interview doesn't permit for that type of a. But the information that we get in, because see, our offices also receive a lot of information about the functioning of the various departments. They share information to a certain point, and beyond that they won't share because they have already paid some amount and got things done through.
This is happening in Parrikar government's regime.
I'm talking about the government that is we are presently encountering.
Okay.
So I'm not making any statements of the past governments. Your question has been direct. The people's experiences at present are the same, to which even the Chief Minister has agreed.
The Chief Minister has said that there is a corruption at lower level, but higher level have controlled the corruption.
I don't know what levels. I don't know what levels he is speaking about, but he has agreed with me that there is arrogance in his departments. He has agreed with me there is this corruption still continues in his departments. He has agreed with me.
So basically, when we have good Chief Minister, where do we fail? Why don't we get a proper corruption-free government?
See, corruption cannot be done away by the government alone. And that's precisely my whole point in the past has been over the past months. This whole hype that was created about India against corruption, where everybody expects the government to drop out corruption. And they don't want to take the first step into dropping out corruption from their agenda. They will come out on all the streets and scream out their throats off, but they will not take the first step to not pay an additional amount to get their child admitted in the school. They want to be the first person not to pay an amount and get a job bought for themselves or for their family. They won't do that. But they want the government to put a stop to that.
So basically, Anna Hazare should be non-corrupt, and then people.
I'm not referring to any personalities. I'm referring to the public that screams out their throats on the streets and go on doing on the quiet the same things what they are screaming against.
Same thing can happen in Goa, wherein corruption levels can go down if these people start not paying to the government.
Obviously.
Okay, one more thing.
Corruption has not been sustained by the government alone. The public, civil society is equally responsible for this.
Further, at least at ministers' level, the corruption has gone down, you think?
Rupesh, instead of answering that question, I would put another answer. I would like to answer it in a different way. I find the only minister that functions is the Chief Minister. Because this has been an experience of the people across. The ministers take no decisions. They wait only for the Chief Minister to act.
So it is one Chief Minister government, that's all.
This has been an experience of the people.
Archbishop had said that we need to revisit the economic policies of the state government because we have seen what we are facing in absence of mining. Can you just elaborate on this? What are your viewpoints?
See, it has been a very clear indication of what the present economic policies, not only in Goa, across the world, the economic policies have led to a very serious recession across the world. And this is precisely exactly what we have been constantly saying, that the economic policies cannot be based on unsustainable livelihoods. It has to be based on sustainable livelihoods. And that can actually revive any economy. If it is economy has to be sustained, then it has to be based on sustainable livelihoods.
And what are those sustainable livelihoods that you foresee for Goa?
Just this morning I was in Sattari, and a lot of many people have looked at the struggles that mining has caused to them and are gradually moving into farming, into horticulture, and they see this is the only option for them at present. So I see a big hope in this, that it may have been a question where mining has done away with a livelihood, but there's a big opening which is sustainable, and that's farming and horticulture, that can open up a big more sustainable way of livelihood.
Big hope, but not an immediate hope.
It can be an immediate hope also. Depends on the energy and the enthusiasm that the government and the civil society puts its efforts together. It can be a really big step towards sustainable economy.
Further, you were one person who was opposing RP, regional plan, in its earlier form.
Yes.
Now, with Parrikar government coming in, there were a lot of expectation that RP would be in place. Still, it's not happening. We are nowhere in that at all.
See, about the regional plan, this has been only a matter of the present and the past government and the present government playing up with only technicalities. Our stand has been clear, very categorical as far as the regional plan is concerned, how it should be formulated, what should happen, what should come first and what should come next. Without the present Town and Country Planning Act being revamped, no regional plan in the state can actually be functional. Because the present Town and Country Planning Act makes all types of planning very redundant. So first things first.
So
We have said it as soon as the present government was formed. The very first letter from our council went was to tell him, don't get so enthusiastic about the regional plan, be more concerned about revamping and changing the act.
Basically, that's not happening.
And that's nothing happened. We even formulated and presented a framework of how this law has to be. We presented it to the past government, we presented it to the present government. Not a word, not a step towards these things have been moved as yet.
So that's another failure of Parrikar
Absolutely.
government.
On these matters, nothing has moved as yet.
And you are following up this matter again with the chief minister?
We have followed up with the concerned department on this.
Because there is almost a stalemate on entire
that is what, if they don't revamp this Town and Country Planning Act, this regional plan will make no sense to the state.
Okay,
They have a big ample room for making changes as and how they want. So a regional plan as such will have no sense in that sense.